Hello everyone. Welcome to this new lesson in the course where we are going to create this nice menu hover effect. So you can see that when we hover, we have this really nice action going on. The background splits into 4 parts and they move from top to bottom, one after the other, giving us this result. So, in order to create this effect, we will first create the 4 parts of the background, then scale them from top to bottom using the scale Y function. And finally, use the transition delay property to make the delay for each one of them, and make them appear one after the other. So, let's get to it. I will start right here in my HTML by adding a UL, then LI, anchor tag, and I will say home. Then, in order to create the 4 parts, we will use spans. So I will add 4 spans inside the anchor tag, and each span will be a part of the gray background that appears when we hover. Then I will copy the entire LI, paste it 4 times, and I will just change the text every time. So I will say About, Services, Team, and Contact. So here we have our UL, but let's make it look better. I will go to my CSS, target the UL, and I will add margin, 0, padding, 0, and in order to make the list items sit side by side, we will add display, flex to the UL. Then we want to get rid of the bullets, so we will add list style type, none. All right, now let's style the links themselves. I will target the anchor tags, and I will add display, block, so that we can add width and height to them. And that's what I will do next. So I will add width, 120 pixels, height, 40 pixels. Then, in order to center the text vertically and horizontally, we will add line height, 40 pixels, and text align, center. Cool. Now we will add color, red for now, then text transform, capitalize, and to remove the underlines, we will add text decoration, none. Then position, relative, and finally transition, all 0.5 seconds. All right, now we have our links set up side by side and looking nice. Next, we will work on the spans to create the background. So I will target the spans inside the anchor tags, and I will add position, absolute. And because we have 4 spans, we will set the width to 25% for each one of them. Then we will use the left property to control their positioning. So I will add width, 25%, then height, 100% of course, because they take up the full height, then background color, this dark gray color, and we don't want them to cover up the text on the link. So we will add z-index, -1, then left, 0, and top, 0. And what this will do is it will make the 4 spans take up 25% of the link width from the left. So all of them will be stacked up on top of each other. We will target them individually to change the position of each one. So when I go and reload the page, you can see for the first link, for example, there is a dark gray background taking up 25% of the link width. And those are actually the 4 spans, but they're all sitting on top of each other. All right, let's go and change their positions to cover the whole width of the link. We will target each span individually. So I will go right here and say span, nth child, 2, and I will add left, 25%. So it will start at 25% of the link width from the left. So now you can see it's now shifted to the left, and we are covering 50% of the link, not 25% anymore. So I will copy this, paste it again 2 times, and I will target the third span, change left to 50%, then the fourth span, and change left to 75%. So now you can see the 4 spans are located side by side. Each one of them has 25% of the link width, and together they are 100% and covering the link. All right, now we need to work on the hover effect. I will go right here inside the general span selector, and I will add transform, scale Y, 0, so that the spans will disappear. Then below that, I will say when we hover over the links, we will make some changes happen to the spans. We will add transform, scale Y, 1 to return them to their original size again. And in order to make the effect happen smoothly, we will go up here and add transition, all, 0.5 seconds. All right. Now, when I go and hover over the links, you can see the spans are scaling up to their original position. But this is happening from the center point, and we want it to happen from the top center. So we will go to the span selector, and we will add transform origin, top. And now, when we hover again, they are scaling from the top, not from the center anymore. But right now, all the spans are scaling at the same time. So it looks like it's all one dark background, not 4 separate ones. We want them to scale one after the other, and we can handle that, no problem, using the transition delay property. So I will go right here inside the second span, and I will add transition delay, 0.15 seconds. Then inside the third one, I will add transition delay, 0.3 seconds. Then for the fourth, I will add transition delay, 0.45 seconds. And now, when I go and hover over the link, you can see they are scaling one after the other, bringing us closer to our completed effect. Now, one thing left, which is changing this red color on the link text. So I will go to the anchor tag selector, change this red color to dark gray, and below that, I will say that when we hover over the link, the color will change to white. So there you have it, a really nice hover effect. And the cool thing about it is you can easily control it the way you want. For example, you can add more than 4 spans and change their width. And you can even change the color of each span. So let's just play around a little and change some values and see what we can get. Instead of making the width 25% and the height 100%, let's reverse that. I will change the width to 100% and the height to 25%. And now each span will have the full width and a height equal to 25% of the link height. In this case, we want them to sit below each other. So we will go right here and change these lefts to top. And just like that, we now have a totally different effect where the spans sit below each other, taking up the full width and 25% of the height. Let's also go and change scale Y to scale X and see what we'll get. So now the spans will scale along the X-axis, not the Y-axis. So if I go and hover, you can see it gives us a totally different effect, which still looks really good. And maybe we can change the transform origin to left instead of top, so that the spans will scale up from the left and not from the top. And just like that, by using CSS transforms, we can get a wide variety of effects with very minor changes in our code.